Universes Beyond Final Fantasy has exceeded expectations. The set is about to drop. Yeah, we just went through pre-release, but official release is coming, and I think it's safe to say it has succeeded as far as any set that I've ever seen. Heck, Wizards of the Coast called it themselves the best-selling Magic the Gathering set of all time. So I want to give some flowers today, talk about the success, kind of where we're sitting at, but I also want to spend some time talking about the one area where, in my opinion, Final Fantasy has failed. And it is not a doom and gloom statement to ruin the set or, yuck anyone's yum, if you will, but it is a big deal as far as I'm concerned, and it's something I think you might agree with. So let's get into it today, and thanks for hanging out. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, make sure you hit the sub button down below and the like button on this video, because that helps a small channel like mine more than you can possibly imagine. And when it comes to the latest Magic the Gathering release, Final Fantasy is, well, it's absolutely insane. This set has sold numbers that I haven't seen since tracking every single sold listing of sealed product for major TCG releases through TCG Player. It has achieved goals that I thought only Lord of the Rings was capable of, and yet here we are. As we sit right now, play booster boxes are going up in price. Collector booster boxes are going to the moon, and it's worth noting that while there will be a separate video about this, Commander decks seem a little bit more stable, which is absolutely bueno, but all in all, the set is doing things that are not normal for regular TCGs. Most of the time, as we approach a release, we see the set come out, it absolutely booms, and then comes down to earth as release gets closer and closer. Well, this is going the opposite direction with no dip in sight. And this is due to a couple of factors, in my opinion. It's the vast reach and the excitement of the set, but also the print run. While a lot has been printed, it does seem that Wizards of the Coast seem to have undershot the boat a little bit, and we hope to get more reprints, but if MVP Sports and Games is to be believed, well, that's not coming for some time. All in all, I will say, the treatments are great. The cards embody the Final Fantasy games and characters in a way that I was skeptical that Magic the Gathering would be able to encompass when it dove into really big Universes Beyond sets. All in all, massive wins are on the board. But the big failure, the area that I think must be improved, and in my opinion there is a lot to be desired, there's stuff left on the table, is with accessibility and availability. These two key pillars for a Magic the Gathering release are always important, but more so than ever on a set like Final Fantasy. I will start with price. I will say we know that Universes Beyond sets are going to be more expensive, but this being so expensive in price and constantly going up in price without any normalization on the horizon just goes to show that Universes Beyond sets, especially the large reaching ones, must be treated carefully. It is a large risk, large reward situation for Wizards of the Coast where, heck, if a set flops and you print a ton of boxes, not looking great. We're looking at a Murders at Karlov Manor or even an Aether Drift situation, but you have to take into account that these sets are going to reach farther, and while I am positive there is vastly more boxes printed, I don't give Ravensburger at Lorcana a pass when they miss stuff like this, even on massively large successful sets, and I can't do the same for Wizards of the Coast. I would really have liked to seen them err more on the side of printing. Now, maybe they did, and that's easy to say, through our rear view mirrored goggles of we live in the future now, but I'm not saying it's an easy task. I'm not saying it's a fair task. I am saying it is the task that they chose when they print a massively successful and wide-reaching trading card game, so I would like to see more availability. And the reason that this is a problem is because it fails where Universes Beyond, in my opinion, succeeds the most, and that is bringing people either into for the first time or back into Magic the Gathering. When you hear Lord of the Rings, when you hear Final Fantasy, and in the future when you hear the Spider-Man set and Marvel and whatever might be coming next, you are going to hear the stories of more and more people that knew what Magic the Gathering was, played as a kid, played in their youth, and then either fell out of the game completely or was kind of touch and go and then fully came back into the fold because their beloved IP became a part of the universe of their favorite card game. You'll also hear of people that had heard of Magic the Gathering but never really given card games a try, that were welcomed in through the open door of a commander table or a commander deck set, or playing as one of their favorite characters, which is easy to kind of see how people might do with commander. These big wins are stunted a bit when the product is constantly going up in price and unavailable. Now, it sounds weird coming from this channel. We talk tons about Magic the Gathering card and box values. It's a big part of what we do here. We help people understand value, see sale rates, and be better consumers by making their dollar go a bit further. But that being said, these things should go through a process. No Magic the Gathering set, and I've been on record before, and I will say it again, should come out and just absolutely spike in price. In fact, in my opinion, no TCG should come out and absolutely spike in price. Pokemon looking directly at you through this camera as hard as I possibly can, because it's a sign of an unhealthy ecosystem. Either the company doesn't understand the amount of demand, or people are only buying the boxes for secondary market value, or, as some people scream into the camera, scalping! I don't think that's what's going on here. I will be frank. I know I'm going to hear your personal story. I'm sure that someone somewhere has bought and resold Final Fantasy for a higher price just to do just that, to get a couple dollars. They do not care about Magic the Gathering. They never played Magic. I'm sure that has happened. But the overwhelming majority of demand for products like this, in my opinion, is largely real. At least it starts that way. There is some increased demand as the price constantly goes up, but it's largely real demand. And because of this, Universes Beyond cannot reach as many homes, as many tables, as many playmats and sleeves as it needs to reach to really do what it does best, and that is spread the good word, if you will. Since we're all TCG fans, we're all in our TCG cult or whatever. Spread the good word of TCGs, bring you back into the fold, introduce you to this trading card game, etc. Because of this, I will always be left wondering what could have been with the Final Fantasy release. Now, we went over, kind of availability. Accessibility is another problem as well, because while boxes sometimes are prohibitively expensive, it's not just that the boxes are expensive, it's that there aren't any on shelves at many game stores. I contacted many of the local game stores around me. You guys know I work, closely with MinMax in the sense that they're personal friends of mine. We don't have a sponsorship or anything. I just really like the way they do business, so I'm very open to them and can ask questions. They can answer my questions. They were very frank, and them and other game stores are very frank with the fact that we don't have enough. There's not enough going around. We kind of are waiting for reprints, especially with, play booster boxes, commander decks, etc. And this is just kind of carryover into the Secret Lair world. As of the recording of this video, the Final Fantasy Secret Lair has dropped. The queues were long. It was crazy. And I'll be honest with you, as someone who has, and I don't know if you'll be able to see them, just a stack full of Secret Lairs down here that I've been collecting over the years, I didn't even try. I didn't even try to get any. I'm not a Secret Lair reseller. It's not what I do. As you can see, all the Secret Lairs I bought are still on my shelf because I'm a crazy person that likes sealed product, and it reminds me of the things that I couldn't have younger in life, and I'll open it one day and enjoy myself, but I digress. This accessibility, this ability to get in and buy the product and not have to wait in line, and then also be shown the door when you've waited in line for 2, sometimes 3 hours, it's a feels bad. And you don't want consumers who are either trying your product or getting it for the first time to be feels bad. All in all, I will say, I'm critical of the accessibility and availability of this product. However, vastly successful release, insanely successful release, and I'll be interested to see how quickly we can get more play boosters out so more people can sit down and jam some Magic the Gathering. Let me know if you have a release story, you have thoughts on the release of Final Fantasy. It did not go off without a hiccup, but man, oh man, most popular, most successful Magic the Gathering set of all time. Seems kind of inevitable for this one. Let me know your thoughts in the comments section below. I'm going to pick a video out of the video collection that I do and link it over here. I hope you guys like it. Thank you so much for hanging out. Until next time, you all know me. My name is Josh, and we'll see you around. Okay, bye-bye.